Because the sensitive periods are so strong, it's easy to see when they're manifested. We just need to know what to look for. So some observable characteristics of the sensitive periods. The first would be an engagement in a well-defined activity. So what does that mean? That is when a child takes an activity that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's an isolated activity. They're not taking pieces, parts from other things in the classroom. It is one activity that they stay with. Another observable characteristic is concentration with the activity that was chosen. And concentration isn't just working nicely or quietly, it's actually quite deep at times. The eyes are locked on the hands, the body becomes very quiet, and the child is not distracted by anything around them. Concentration is quite easy to see. Concentration happens when there is something developmentally important happening within the child. Another observable characteristic is that we'll see children select from certain areas in the classroom. This is our clue into what sensitive period they may be passing through. For example, you may have a child that will only select tactile materials in sensorial. We can see that this is a refinement of that sense that is very active for that child at the moment. Another characteristic that we can observe is a very passionate interest. The child will want to do these things that are aligning with their sensitive period above all else. It's like they're driven to these exercises and nothing's going to get in their way. And in fact, if you do get in their way, they get quite upset. So we see this very genuine interest in those materials that are aligning with that manifested sensitive period. The last observable characteristic is that you will see the child become rested and tranquil at the end of the activity. This is that satisfaction that comes when they have that feeling of being complete. Many adults think that after working or maybe doing something challenging or engaging in high concentration that a child would be tired. They're actually not. Concentration is very restorative for the child. It's almost like meditation. Sensitive periods are a guiding energy to the absorbent mind as the child is working through this process of development and self-construction. And we see the child consumed with experiences that are helping this process of self-construction. The sensitive periods are guiding the child to the experiences that they developmentally must have. These sensitive periods are critical for the development of the child's body and mind. And we can see how perfectly they are catered to within the children's house.